I asked you last night about prayer
Yeah.
to saints, and forgive me, but I'm new to Orthodoxy. We were baptized 2 years ago, and so I still retain a lot of my Protestant thoughts, and I don't have trouble with the saints or praying to saints. On the contrary, I've been very pleasantly surprised at how drawn to certain saints I've been. It's something I've never experienced in my whole life. But I would like to learn more. I would like to learn, like even what you just said about St. Cuthbert being here. When I pray, when I go about my daily doings, how should I be thinking about the saints, and how should I be with them in a way? And I don't really know how to even really form a question. I think you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, you see, for me, this trip also meant the first serious encounter with people coming from the Protestant worlds, because there are many of them. And the questions themselves are strange to me. Because I'm saying that as an observation, nothing else. You see, it's almost like you are looking for an explanation. I never received an explanation. Nobody ever, when I hear about catechisms, it's very strange to me. I don't know what's happening there. I would actually want to be a fly in one room to see what is being said, because I believe in things you live, things you do that happen to you, things you go and practice, not things that are being taught to you. Because the same way I can explain that, I don't know, the world is round, somebody could come after me and explain that the world is flat, or, a cube or something. And then it's all down to how charismatic that person is, which is very dangerous. The way I learned things, and that's why I always advise people, is by trying them out. I've learned to love saints, particular saints, because, as you said, at various points in my life, I felt extremely attracted to some of them. And it's the same things I keep praying for even to this day. Saint Nicholas, Saint Seraphim, they're always the first ones. Always the first ones. I switch them from time to time, because I don't know if they're upset that the other one is in front of the other one. And I go through, and then I say no, because Saint Seraphim is a monk and Saint Nicholas is a bishop. He should be first, but my name is Seraphim. And I suppose this is one way you can carry them with you, a stupid way, but one way of doing it. Just pray to them. I've read somewhere, I don't remember where, my memory is not that good, but I've read somewhere that we don't choose our saints. It is the saints who choose us. It is the saints, some saints, who just choose us, and then they take care of us our whole lives. Just follow that through. But follow it like a monk, all or nothing. If I love Saint Nicholas, and there are reasons for me loving St. Nicholas, then when I had a chance to create a mission in Newcastle, in England, I dedicated it to St. Nicholas. When I had a chance to go to Bari in the south of Italy, where his relics are, I went. Just before I went to the monastery in 2004, I made 2 pilgrimages, one to Bari, one to Divevo, where the relics of St. Seraphim are. So I went to them, I said, okay, I'm doing this, be with me, because otherwise it's going to be a mess. And then I went to the monastery. If you check my luggage, I've got 2 acathys with me, Seraphim and Nicholas. I've got 2 tiny bits of relics with me, always, all the time. I have them now with me, Seraphim and Nicholas. I went to Divevo, and I went through asking my abbot's blessing, my bishop's blessing, the blessing of the abbess at the monastery in Divevo, the blessing of the bishop in Divevo, and then they gave me this little scrap of Saint Seraphim's relic. I was in the altar when they gave it to me. I've seen them taking it. So do it all the way. And you won't need to explain to yourself or to anyone else why you're praying to saints. You're doing it because by doing it, they're there. I don't know how to explain it. It's like you'd ask me to tell you why I love my mother. I don't know. She just happened to be around. She's been very useful. And I love her because she's been useful and around. But I don't have a system. Probably other people would be extremely convincing on an intellectual level. But because I don't believe in that, I never have. Despite, all the diplomas and things like that. I won't even try. Do it. And you'll just know it. And when you know it, it doesn't matter who can. You can have an army of, pastors in front of you arguing against praying to saints. Because, yes, it makes sense, but how do you explain that it actually works? That's how it is. I mean, I can have a million people explaining to me that my mom is a horrible person. She might be, but she still feeds me. I'm 34, and when I go home, she still feeds me. She washes my clothes, she makes my bed, she does everything for me. So she might be horrible, but it works for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try to stay away. Try to just practice it. Stay away from things in your mind.
I feel like I live experientially like that, but I'm surrounded by people who are very rational and logical. So I feel like I know things before I have a definition for them. But then I feel like gathering the definition helps me feel more confident in the world around me or the people that I relate to on a daily basis. So I know it, like you're saying.
Yeah.
I feel that I know.
Then just use them. Use them in the sense of those bad people around you. Just go down, honestly, get on your knees and pray and change them. Pray like a monk, change his blood. Honestly, we have to believe these things. The same God who created our hearts can change them. It's the same power, the same God with the same power that He had when He created the world, or when He became incarnate, when He resurrected, it's the same power. He can do everything. And get an army of saints behind you, and He has no chance. It's as simple as that. I mean,
Thank you. All right.
Forgive me, but